time for another video for unsung heroes of action cinema. Whenever someone thinks of action cinema from Asia, they automatically think of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, and most recently Tony Jaa, but very rarely do they go to the land of the rising sun to find great martial arts actors. Here, in my honest opinion, is the man who I think, you can quote me on this, you can flag me, I don't care, I'm saying it, Sonny Chiba is the greatest martial arts action star to come out of Japan. There, I said it, and you cannot make a counter argument against that, and I'm not even going to entertain it. Okay, Sonny Chiba was born January 23rd, 1939 in Japan, of course. His father was a military test pilot. In his childhood, he wanted to study theater and gymnastics. In his late teens, he earned a spot on a Japanese gymnastics team, but due to a back injury, he was unable to compete. While he was a university student, he started training under Mas Oyama, the legendary karate fighter who founded the Kyokushin karate system. He got his first degree black belt under him. As a matter of fact, Sonny Chiba has several black belts in several Japanese disciplines. He's a 4th dan in ninjutsu, he's a 2nd dan in goju-ryu karate, he's a 2nd dan in judo, he's a 1st dan in kendo, he's a 1st dan in Surinji Kempo, which is very interesting because he ended up playing the role of Doshin So in the film version, a highly fictionalized film version of the founding of the Surinji Temple. Surinji, roughly translated in Japanese, this is Shaolin Temple. Doshin So was a Japanese soldier who trained under Shaolin monk, apparently, in Manchuria, and brought Shaolin martial arts to Japan and created his own version of it and founded the Shaolin Temple in Japan, which Sonny Chiba portrayed him in the film. And of course, Sonny Chiba is the 1st dan in Kyokushin karate. Sonny Chiba is also notable for founding the Japan Action Club. It's a stunt team that's well-rounded in sword fighting and martial arts and stunt work. The reason for this is when Sonny Chiba was filming The Street Fighter, he noticed that there were very few stuntmen who could keep up with him physically and with his timing because of his martial arts training. So he created the Japan Action Club for aspiring martial arts film actors in Japan. Pretty much most of his films were answered to what China was doing with Bruce Lee and later on with Jackie Chan. But with Sonny Chiba's films, they're uniquely Japanese. Is what some of them are from history that was pretty much relatively unknown up until that time. Some of his most notable films were where he portrayed a fictionalized version of his first karate master, Mas Oyama, in films like Karate Bullfighter, Karate Bear Fighter, and Karate for Life. He also starred in of course, fiction action films like The Street Fighter, which is really good. Sonny Chiba, which is my personal favorite. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Most recently, he was seen in film in the first Kill Bill Volume 1, where he starred as a character, Hattori Hanzo, a role he's pretty much reprising from the 1980s television series Kage no Gundam, where he played a character of the same name. Hattori Hanzo was based on a real-life Shogun's ninja, which Kage no Gundam was a fictionalized version of that. Most recently, Sonny Chiba has been working somewhat steadily. You've probably seen him most recently as a cameo appearance as a Yakuza boss in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and he also starred in the film Oyaji. Outside of that, he hasn't been doing much work. He lives in Los Angeles, and he also maintains a home in Japan. The reason why I like Sonny Chiba, he's a different version. His films are much more brutal than your standard fare martial arts films. The Street Fighter was actually banned for a time in the United States because of the brutal violence. There's this one scene where he rips a dude's nuts off, and they show it. But anyway, anything you see that has Sonny Chiba on the cover, pick it up and watch it, especially the Street Fighter and Sonny Chiba. You will not be disappointed. Another notable film that I forgot to mention was G.I. Samurai, which is a science fiction film that was actually very good. It's not necessarily a martial arts picture outside of it being a sci-fi picture, but it's very, very good, and you should pick that up. Well, that's all I got to say about Sonny Chiba. Thank you for all the great films that you created, as he's another unsung hero of action cinema. Peace out.